Hello friends and welcome to or back to my channel. My name's Haley and today we're going to be talking about my book of the month TBR. I am extremely obsessed with book of the month, if you could not tell. So in my house I have this whole special shelf that's dedicated to my book of the month TBR, and then I also have another shelf that is dedicated to my book of the month books that I have completed. And as you can see, this TBR is getting a little out of control. This entire shelf is full and I have a stack next to me here. And today I want to take you through all of the books that I need to read so you guys can help me by commenting down below and telling me which ones I should prioritize and which ones you guys loved. So the first thing that I want to do with you guys is I want to open my book of the month. So this is my July box, and in my July box I got 2 books. Hopefully I don't want to flash my address to you guys. But so I got 2 books in this one. So let's see. I didn't really think this through. I didn't bring anything to open it with. Okay, we got it. So in case you've never seen these boxes, they flip open, and then, so this is our first book. The first book I got is The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer, and this is, I've heard that if you like The Wizard of Oz and Narnia, you will like this book. I don't really know much more than that. One of my friends gave it 5 stars and said it was her favorite book she's read so far this year, so I'm super looking forward to this one. And then my second book that I got is Jackpot Summer by Alyssa Friedland, and I saw that same friend and a couple other people on Book Talk, or not even Book Talk, I don't even know why I said that, I don't even have TikTok, on Bookstagram, reading this book and really enjoying it, and it sounded like something I would like, so I added this one to my box. If you ask me now what it was about, I don't think I could tell you, but it sounded good, so I added this one. That's why I have so many freaking books. And then Book of the Month recently did a little bit of a rebrand, and so they always send you bookmarks, and this one says it was bound to happen. So that's a cute little bookmark that I got. So that was my July box. Only 2 books is really good for me. Now, if we start looking at these books, I'm going to show you all of the books that I got from my Book of the Month box, like previously in the past, and then the rest of the books, the second half of the video, will be the books that I have gotten from either thrift stores or from my friend Anna that are Book of the Month books that I still also have to read, but that I did not actually order through Book of the Month themselves. I want to be clear that I know that this is a little bit out of control. I have been a Book of the Month member since July of 2020, so I do have about, 4 or 5 years? Is that 4 years? 2021, 21, 22. Okay, so yeah, I have 4 years of Book of the Month membership under my belt, and I have made a good dent. I've actually read a ton of the books that I've bought, so if you're like, why do you never read the books you buy? I do. I just buy a lot because I need to work on my self-control. So let's just start going through these. If I know what they're about, I'll tell you, but I don't know the premise for all of these right off the top of my head. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly and just show you all the different ones so you guys can tell me which ones I should prioritize. So this first one is The Helsinki Affair by Anna Petoniak, and I don't know what this one is about at all. I think it's a spy. Oh yeah, it's a spying is the family business. It says, it's the case of Amanda's lifetime, but solving it may require her to betray another spy who just so happens to be her father. So yeah, this is a spy novel. I don't know that I've really read any spy novels, so this one was just something different for me to pick up, and yeah, so that's that one. I'm not going to say I'm excited to read this after every single book because obviously I want to read these. I bought these. So then next we have A History of Wild Places, and I think this is about a girl who goes missing. Oh yeah, so it says Travis Wren has an unusual talent for locating missing people. And so this is about finding missing people. Oh, and that one's by Shay Earnshaw. Next, I have In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I got this one back in 2020, so this is an old one. I have just not read any of the Christmas romances I have. Honestly, I have probably 10 of them by now, and I just haven't read any of them. This is like a Groundhog Day-esque book where she keeps living the same day over and over again. Next, I have Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austen, and I read one of their other books. I believe it's the same author. If I'm right, I'll leave this in. I think this author wrote Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead, and I thought that book was really interesting. It's just a very character-driven story, and so I picked this one up. Next, we have Lisa Jewell, None of This Is True. So many people put this in their best books of 2023, like wrap-up videos at the end of last year, so I definitely got this one at the beginning of this year. It's about 2 girls that have the same birthday, and one of them has a podcast, and That's about all I know, but yeah, so many people love this one, so I picked this one up. I don't know if I've ever read any Lisa Jewels. I read a lot of thrillers, but I don't know if I've read any Lisa Jewels. And then I got Margot's Got Money Problems by Ruthie Thorpe, and this is about a girl who is struggling with money, and she starts an OnlyFans, which kind of iconic, so that one sounds fun. Let's see, the 3 I have over here, I'll just go ahead and do these next. The Return of Ellie Black. This is about a missing girl who returns, and they're kind of trying to figure out what happened with her. I've heard good things about that one as well. Shark Heart, a love story. This one is about a couple, I believe they get married. It says, a gorgeous debut novel of marriage, motherhood, metamorphosis, and letting go. This intergenerational love story begins with newlyweds Ren and her husband Lewis, a man who, over the course of 9 months, transforms into a great white shark. So I was very skeptical, but then this was one of, like, Book of the Month's 2023 Book of the Year finalist, and so when you're a BFF, if you've gotten, like, a certain amount of boxes from them, you get one of these books for free, and I had read most of the ones, or had already bought most of the ones that they had. So I got this one. I've seen like a lot of 5-star reviews for this one. I am skeptical, I will say. Like, the thought of someone turning into a shark, it just seems kind of crazy and weird. And I'm scared of sharks. I don't like the ocean. So I have really no idea what to expect. I just know lots of people have liked this one. And then the other one is Kill for Me, Kill for You by Steve Kavanaugh. And this is set in New York City, and it's a classic, you do this for me, I'll do this for you kind of situation. I've heard people like this one as well, so that's exciting. Okay, I grabbed the rest of the top shelf. So the next book is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. This is the same author as The Lost Story, which is one of the books I got this year. This is about an author who this girl like really loves, and they published like one last book or something, and then there's some like magical competition to get this last book from this like beloved author. I don't know. I've again heard really good things. The books are so fun. Both of their books have little stars on the back. Wait, that's so cute. I love it. Little stars on the back. That's so fun. Okay, so that's that one. Next, we have The Husbands by Holly Gramazio. I feel like I've blurbed this book already 17 times, and I have like 6 videos. So that one, I have started that one. Put that back. Tomb Sweeping by Alexandra Chang. I believe this is a collection of short stories. Yeah, in stories set across the U.S. and Asia, Alexandra Chang immerses us in the lives of immigrant families, grocery store employees, expecting parents, and guileless lab assistants. So this just seemed interesting. This was a December 2023 pick, so I picked that one up. I don't think I've ever read a short story collection. I have that one, and I have one or two other ones in here, so maybe I'll do a video of reading those. Next is Dark Corners by Megan Golden. This is the second book in the Rachel Curl series. Rachel is a podcaster, and I love The Night Swim. So this one, it says she can't see what she fears the most. I don't really know what the case is or anything like that. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This was the 2022 Book of the Year pick, and so it's all pretty in gold. I really don't know what this one is about either. I have The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by this author, and I really liked their writing style, so I'm excited to read this one. This one is, I think, kind of like genre bending. It says, in this exhilarating novel, two friends, often in love but never lovers, come together as creative partners in the world of video game design, where success brings them fame, joy, tragedy, duplicity, and ultimately a kind of immortality. Yeah, this is a little intimidating. I'm not a video game girly, so I don't know. Sometimes I pick up books because I think I want to read them, and then I get around to like thinking about reading them, and I'm like, nah. Next, The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. This is a magical realism story, and I love magical realism, so that's why I snagged this one. Next is Ma'am by Jessica George. Don't know what this one is about. It is beautiful, though. It's so pink and pretty. Next is The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. This is the third book in the Kiss Quotient series. I know this one takes a bit of a more serious tone than the other two. The other two are just very fun rom-coms with neurodivergent main characters. I believe our main character here is also neurodivergent, but this book is a little more serious. Fiona and Jane by Jean Chin Ho, and I believe this is also a short story collection. It says, a witty, warm, and irreverent book that traces the lives of two young Taiwanese American women as they navigate friendship, sexuality, identity, and heartbreak over 2 decades. So yeah, that's a little friendship, I believe. Again, I think that one's short stories. The Collected Regrets of Clover by Mickey Bramer. I don't know what this one is about. It says, what's the point of giving someone a beautiful death if you can't give yourself a beautiful life? Oh, yeah. This is about the kindergarten teacher dies. Oh, yeah. It says her kindergarten teacher drops dead. And then this person feels a strong connection with the dead. I remember reading that and I was like, what the fuck? And then another book of the year is Circe by Madeline Miller. I have read The Song of Achilles. This is one of my oldest books, so I want to read this one soon. This is a book of the year in 2018. So obviously I did not get this one. It was a book of the year because I didn't join until 2020. But that's that. Okay, so we did the whole top shelf. We'll start here. So the next book is Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. And all I know is this book is spicy, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't really care what order they're in, if you couldn't tell. Next, I also have Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood. These two are the only two I haven't read. I finally read all of her other books. I read Love Theoretically this month, really loved it. Sally Hepworth, The Soulmate, never read a book by them. This book is about this married couple, and they live near this bridge where people go to jump to unalive themselves, and most of the time this guy is successful in talking them down, but then one time he doesn't, and his wife gets kind of suspicious of why that is. I think he kind of like knows the person or something. Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. This is a mystery-ish book. This book, I'm not really sure what it's about. I know it has something to do with autism and autistic characters and families that deal with autism. I read Happiness Falls by Angie Kim and loved it. Like a Sister by Kelly Garrett. This is a thriller. I don't remember hearing too compelling things about this. It says, no one bats an eye when Black reality TV star is found dead, except her estranged half-sister, whose refusal to believe the official story leads her on a dangerous search for the truth. Okay, so little sister thriller. The Lifestyle by Taylor Hahn, and this is a book about swingers, and I still actually am really interested in this one. I've never seen that in any other book that I've come across, so I think that's such a super interesting concept, and I would love to learn more about that. Next we have Chris and Hannah, The Women. This is a book set during the Vietnam War. Sounds heartbreaking. It's a thick boy, as all Chris and Hannah are. And then the next two that I have are Bringing Down the Duke and The Gentleman's Gambit by Evie Dunmore. This is part of a series, and I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it on the screen. But these two I bought from Book of the Month. Spoiler, I do have the other two. They're from like thrift stores. So that's those two. Oh, and if you can see, I like contact paper at the back of this shelf, and it matches my room. Super cute. Though I am sitting in the hallway, but it's fine. Okay, and then after The Gentleman's Gambit, we have Marlena by Julie Bunton. This book is about a whirlwind character. It says, the story of two girls in the wild year that will cost one her life and define the others for decades. So that is that one. John Green. I don't even know how to say this. I don't want to sound stupid. Is it the I don't know how to say it. Short stories, John Green. Essays. Not stories, essays. Adelaide by Genevieve Wheeler. This is a coming of age story, I believe. This one's pretty. And then Atomic Love by Jenny Fields. And this is the oldest Book of the Month book I have. I got this in August 2020. So this is the second book I ever got from Book of the Month. And I still haven't read it. It is a historical fiction. Love, desire, betrayal. Her choice could save a nation. So she's a physicist on the Manhattan Project. And yeah, we love a woman in STEM. So that will conclude all of the books that I have gotten from Book of the Month themselves. And then the rest of the books are books that I have acquired outside of Book of the Month. But they are Book of the Month books. Okay, I think you got it. River Sing Me Home by Eleanor Shearer. I have literally no idea what this is about. My friend Anna just gave it to me. Anna K by Jenny Lee. This is a Anna Karenina retelling. I have read like the first like 10% of this book in the past, and it's really chaotic. There's so many characters, and it was really like just not a good time for me to get into it, so I stopped. Next we have Someday Maybe. I think this book deals with grief. Oh, here are the 3 things you should know about my husband. He was the great love of my life. He was, as far as I and everyone else could tell, perfectly happy. On New Year's Eve, he killed himself. And here's one thing you should know about me. I found him. Bonus fact, no, I am not okay. Yeah, so this book is definitely one that I will have to read when I'm in a good space mentally so that it doesn't kind of put me in a life slump. But yes, that one does sound really good. True Biz is about a school for the deaf. And then the last book on this shelf is Last Summer at the Golden Hotel by Alyssa Freeland, which is the same person who wrote Jackpot Summer. Did not realize they were the same author. But yeah. And then let's do this little stack over here. So this is the stack that is literally, I have so many. I know you can't even see it right now, but this stack, I have so many they don't even all fit on the shelf. So I have Sky Falling by Mia Mackenzie, and I believe this is about someone who's a dog. It says, in this buoyant novel, a probing examination of the complexities of family, queerness, race, and community, a woman who's used to going solo discovers that there's one relationship she can't run away from. So yeah, that's like a family one. Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. This is a podcast thriller, and it's like these two girls when they're teenagers, and one dies, and then the other one doesn't really remember what happened, but she's like the only person that was there, and then a podcast goes into the story to try to figure out what happened. The Paris Hours by Alex George. This is set in Paris in 1927, and it's about 4 different people and how their lives intersect. Once There Were Wolves by Charlotte McConaughey. This is about these sisters who go to Scotland. They go to Scotland to reintroduce wolves into the wilderness, and then we follow them from there. The Disappearance of Asher Bricard. This is a fashion novel. She wants to be a famous like fashion icon, but she's always in the shadow of her mother who worked with Dior, and then she goes missing, and then her daughter has to kind of figure out what happened. And then The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I genuinely do not know what this book is about, but I just know it's like a classic thriller, so had to pick it up. It's thick though. It's chunky. Let's see. Yeah, it's like 400 pages. And then, let's see, does this one have a little blurb? It says, it isn't paranoia if it's really happening. Okay. So that's the ones that don't fit on my shelf. And then we'll go to this bottom shelf here. So, more books that I bought. A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. I heard this book is really good. I think it's going to be a little scary for me. It's missing girl trope. I'm a little scared of the dark, so I don't know. That one might be a daylight only read. Well Met by John DeLuca. This takes place at a Renaissance festival, which is so fun. This actually turned into a 4-book series. I don't think Book of the Month carries the rest of them, but if I like this book, I will definitely probably continue. Next, we have Topics of Conversation, a novel. It says, a compact tour de force about sex, violence, and self-loathing from a ferociously talented new voice in fiction. So this is a debut novel. It's a short little guy. The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. This is a novel about grief. I'm not sure what all it entails. It says, I didn't cry. That was my mother. My mother is free in the sky. My mother's a bird. So this young girl lost her daughter. This is a YA book. Got this one for $3.20. Next, we have Richard Roper, How Not to Die Alone. It's never too late to start living. This one says, no one wants to die without having really lived. I feel like I love these. I love these like adult coming of age stories when you have like this adult and they just kind of like suck at life and then they like learn how to love people and stuff. These are like some of my favorite books. So I do like this. I don't love following a male main character, but that's okay. Other People's Houses by Abby Waxman. At any given moment in other people's houses, you can find repressed hopes and dreams, moments of unexpected joy, a woman on the floor making love to a man who is most definitely not her husband. Ooh, spicy. I don't even remember really picking this one up, but it says, behind every closed door is an open secret. We love a good little secret spicy book. Next, we have Georgie All Along by Kate Claiborne. I think this is just like a girl finds herself. It says, in this heartfelt tale of one woman's quest to reinvent herself, the acclaimed author of Love Lettering and Love at First delivers a poignant, how do you say that? Do you guys know what I'm trying to say? A poignant, I can't say it, witty reflection on how the hopes, dreams, and stories from our past shape our future. People like this one. I think my mom read that. If she didn't, she has it. I know she does. Chemistry, a novel by Wiki Wang. There's no way that's how you say it. I bought this book because I'm a chemistry teacher and I love chemistry. This is about, I think it's about a guy who his parents like want him to be a scientist and he doesn't want to do that. But this is another shorty. I should read this one soon. Next, I have The Library of Legends by Janie Ching, and this is a fantasy, I want to say. I don't know. I think it's a fantasy. Let's see. I don't know. It's pretty. It's beautiful. So we got that going for us. Next, I have Sisters in Arms by Kaya Alderson. This is a historical fiction book. It says, as the first and only all-black battalion of Women's Army Corps, the legendary 6888, these brave women risk their lives to serve with honor against incredible odds. So, we love a good for her story. And not in, like, the serial killer good for her way. And then Peach Blossom Spring by Melissa Fu. This is another historical fiction. It says, a moving debut novel about war, migration, and the power of telling our stories that follows 3 generations of a Chinese family on their search for a place to call home. Ooh, I love a multi-generational story. Okay, that's a good one. And then my last stack. I don't even remember buying some of these. I'm so cuckoo bananas. Why am I like this? Also, I really wonder how many this is. We're gonna have to count. We'll have a count at the end. Okay. So next is These Witches Don't Burn. I literally don't even remember buying this. It says, Hannah's a witch, but not the kind you're thinking of. Witches, I guess. Maybe I'll read this in October for all the spooky vibes. Next, we have Little and Lion by Brandy Colbert. This is a YA one. It says, he's entrusting me with his biggest secret, and it all feels like a huge mistake. I don't know. This one's cute. I've seen, different covers of that, and it's all cute. The Power by Naomi Alderman. It says, a fierce new power has emerged and only women have it. So yeah, I've heard mixed things about this book. I've heard people say oh, it's a good concept, but it's not great on the execution. But it's about women and them being more powerful than men. So, duh. The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda. This is about a group of teenagers. It says 7 hours in the past, 7 days in the present, 7 surviving remain. Who would you save? And I think one of them goes missing. I found a cute little bookmark in here. Maybe someone sent that to me and I bought this on Pango. Cute. Next, Kiss Her Once for Me by Allison Cochran. I recently read Here We Go Again and I loved it. So I really want to read this one. But this is a Christmas one, so I have to save it. Unless I want to do a Christmas in July, which I don't. Also, July's almost over. And then I have the other two. Oh, A League of Extraordinary Women. That is what this series is called. I have the other 2 ones of those. I really have no idea what the order is. And honestly, I've never even read historical romance. I don't even know if I'm going to like those. But of course, I bought all 4 of them because... And then the last one is The Last Love Note by Emma Gray. I've heard this book is not lovely, so I'm not really sure what to expect. It's about this girl and after her husband dies. I know about that, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, that is all of my Book of the Month books that I have purchased. Please let me know which ones you guys think I should read down below in the comments. Please go ahead and subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, love you!